What is going on, guys? My name's D-Free. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. Today I'm doing something brand new, a new series I'm starting on my channel here called Dokkan Battle Time Machine. And honestly, if you're wondering where the name came from, I just woke up and I was like, I'm gonna call this Dokkan Battle Time Machine. I think I had a dream maybe, and this is what it's going to be about and all these different things. It's not anything in particular to do with a lot of gameplay or summons or anything like that. It also is going to be something that I refine the way that I do it and present it. So this is just the first iteration. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's talk about what it is. Dokkan Time Machine is just like my way of kind of like fanboying out for you guys as far as specific units go that really impacted my enjoyment of the game. And if you know me, you know Gohan is one of my favorite characters, always has been. Any form of Gohan, doesn't have to be Ultimate Gohan, it doesn't have to be Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan, it could be Kid Gohan, it could be Tracksuit F-Boy Gohan, it could be whatever Gohan you want to talk about. I love him, except, I will say though, contrary to popular belief, I think that's the right saying, I don't too much care about future Gohan. I'm just gonna put that out there. That's just me personally. I don't really too much care about him. He's a thing. I don't really like him or dislike him, but everyone else, regular Gohan, I care about him. But either way, so let's go ahead and get into what this is. Like I said, it's my way of fanboying, my outlet, and things like that. I'm gonna talk about my first impressions on units and my experience using units, and the way I felt about them, maybe my summoning experience, and things like that. So once again, Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, if you've been playing a while, you know when this banner dropped. At that time, I was maining Global because I started out on Global and then gradually moved over to JP several months later. Like, I've been playing Global, it's almost a 2-year anniversary. I started playing like a month after the game came out, a month and a half, whatever the number is. The anniversary is in July, so I actually started playing in August. So yeah, about a month after the game came out. So what happened was the game actually introduced the Gohan. He came out and I was like, wow, that thing is really cool. He looks really cool. And at that time there were like no viable key leaders. So I was like, okay, he's a +2 key lead. That's like the best thing in the game. He's like, I can't recall exactly what specific individual units were out at the time. He was either the only one or one of like 2 or 3 that did that. And it was either him, the Dab Gotenks, the AGL one, the base form AGL Gotenks, that was a nuker that just recently awakened on JP into Super Saiyan. It was him, Gohan that I'm talking about in this video, and maybe like, I think Demon King Piccolo from the Dragon Ball Saga's banner. So at that time, there was not very many of them, and that was also a time where we were transitioning from using attack increase units, which I'm actually gonna for the next one, I'm gonna bring up one of those attack increase units. 25% attack to all types, best leader skill in the game up until we started getting leader skills like this Gohan who has 2 key. So up until then, this is actually a time where this is something new. We're transitioning, and I really wanted the Gohan. Like, there may even be I think there is. I'm pretty positive there is a really, really old shitty summon video on my channel for this banner. At the time, the rates were like 3% or 2 point something percent, habitually low rates. And I went balls deep. I tried super hard to get the Gohan. Could not get the Gohan. I actually didn't get this Gohan until around the time that Gogeta came out. Maybe not even Gogeta, maybe around the time that, no, when Gogeta came out, yes, because that's another story I have for Global that'll probably be something I talk about later on in a different video. But around then is when I finally got this Gohan, and he was coming in hordes, and it was pissing me off because I was like, bro, I don't want you right now. I'm here for Gogeta. It's nice, I finally got you, right? But you're not my prize this time around. And I wanted him so bad at the time he came out because, like I said, Gohan's my favorite character. And little known fact is I personally own, on both versions of the game, every single iteration of Gohan. So I have every R version, every SR, every SSR, even the LR Gohan. So that's something I've always strived for. I don't always use them, right? Like, I don't always put them on my team or whatever. I just love having Gohan cards. And I was like, you're gonna complete my collection at the time. So I go balls deep, like I said, I'm talking like 300, 400, 500 stones. I literally, look, this is how important this was to me. I literally woke up at like 1 a.m. like post maintenance and did this. So I think in the summon video I put up, I'm like talking super quietly. I may even say that like it's super early or whatever, people are asleep, but I woke up super freaking early to try to summon on this banner and got nothing but despair. It was like one of the most heart-wrenching moments for me because it's like, damn it, this new unit just came out. And have you ever been in a scenario where personally you're trying to summon and you summon, you don't get what you want, and then you don't have any stones left, or if you're paying player, you can't spend anymore, whatever the case is for a time period. And then you look at the summon tab, and it's like, damn it, I'm just being taunted by this unit and this banner. And that was me. Like, it was so difficult for me to kind of cope with the fact that I don't have this Gohan. So then what I did from there, every time I saw him, was I took him as a friend, and I would always try to get that little bit of experience to play with the card that way. And it wasn't the same because I didn't have my own key leader at the time. So it's like I'm getting 25% from my like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who's probably going to be the next unit I talk about because he was very impactful for me too. STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku when he first came out, and then Super Saiyan God Goku I think came out a little bit later after this Gohan, stuff like that. So I'm using him, and then I'm using my crappy team, or which was probably decent at the time, but crappy in today's standards, of course. And I took that Gohan as a friend, and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool, but damn, it sucks. Still have to struggle for key because the game was totally different then. It wasn't an auto super like it is today. Instantly start off with 10, 12 key, or 10 to 12 key, or 9 key, or whatever it is today. It wasn't like that. You start off with 2, 3, 4, 5 key maximum, including your links, and then you had to manage your orbs correctly. The game's totally changed, and that may or may not have been for the better. You know, and some people may or may not agree that that's for the better or for the worse, whatever. It totally comes down to your preference. That's not really what this is about. But at the time, it's like, oh, my guys can't super. So this Gohan is totally needed. And or you got to get super, like, incredibly lucky to pull on this Dragon Ball Saga's banner. And the worst thing about that banner is it's a limited pull time. Like, you got to play your ass off in the tournament, get all these tickets, which you have a capped number of summons you can do. So for somebody like me, who I didn't really cap my summons because I didn't really care too much about that because I was able to take care of all my bills, my family, everything. I didn't care how much I spent because it's a hobby, and of course you spend on your hobbies. And I was like, well, I can't actually go balls deep on that banner because there's a set number of times I could summon because you have to get it from the World Tournament. Now, of course, you could accumulate them and save them for another tournament, but I mean, that doesn't really do anything for me right now. Like, I don't want to wait. Like, I'm impatient. And then, of course, the tournament's a whole nother grind that I don't want to play. And then at that time, I was getting like top 1,000, top 100 because the requirements to get the card on the tournament were super crazy and outlandish like that. And they've changed it around a lot, so much since then. Those first couple of tournaments on Global, of course. And so, ultimately, what wound up happening with me is when I saw Gohan get an awakening via his own Dokkan event. This is another thing that happened. So whenever the Intelligence Ultimate Gohan comes out, which I've honestly, like, to be honest at this point, I've just been like totally forgotten about because I'm so entranced in the story I'm telling. I totally forgot about the screen. But whenever this Intelligence Ultimate Gohan came out here, and they went ahead and awakened the AGL Ultimate Gohan, which when he came out, I didn't really too much care about him. He came out, I believe, prior to this. When he came out, I didn't too much care. I was like, oh, it's another Gohan card, but I can wait. Like, I didn't really too much care. The onus was on getting the physical because he was like the first Ultimate Gohan, and then on top of that, he was the first key lead, or one of the first key leads. So it was very like pertinent that I got him. So I really cared about that. But whenever this one came out, and I think all three of them were featured on the banner at the time, I went super hard at that banner. Didn't get any of them except for AGL. I think I got AGL. So I didn't get Intelligence, and by that time I didn't have Intelligence or Physical. And of course the game had changed a lot because this guy came out, I believe, post Gogeta. Well, which actually, if he came out post Gogeta, that means I would have had Physical. So forgive me if I misremember things. So yeah, he starts off as a second Chronicle for me. It's like I finally got the Physical. I just got AGL on your banner, and I also believe I got AGL on the Gogeta banner. Now that I think about it, once again, misremembering, forgive me. But I went balls deep for him, didn't get him until way later, and it was like super crazy for me. But at the time that his event came out, those guys awakened, and like I said, never really cared about AGL Gohan. He's always been like the problem child, you know, the one that people forget, and I still hate him to this day. Not hate, don't care about to this day. But when Physical awakened, it was so cool for me. I was like, oh, he's a 3-key leader, but the problem with that was he becomes a 3-key leader almost when it's kind of irrelevant. Because my first 3-key leader, or key leader, that I actually think I pulled, because I didn't pull the Gohan, was Super Saiyan 3 Tech Vegeta. And he was a 3-key leader for me for a while. And I was talking to guys like Livik Ichigo consistently at that time. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. What do you think of this team? Da, 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 da. Sucks I don't have Gogeta. Da, 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 da. And he was like letting me use his because he's on my friend list and all these different things. And Ultimate Gohan awakens, and I'm like, yes, this is cool. But it's like, so, like, because now we're at a point where just getting 3-key and no attack increase is super noticeable. So I don't know. It was fun. I had a chronicled history with that. As far as using the unit, I didn't really talk a whole lot about that personally. Whenever I got my own, it was still good to have a 3-key leader until I finally got Gogeta. I didn't get Gogeta until I had a second account for a while around this time that had Gogeta, but I didn't actually get him on my main global until I believe Super Vegito's banner. That's when I finally actually got him, right after the One Piece crossover and all that stuff. So anyways, if you have any previous experiences with the unit, let me know in the comment section down below. Like I said, this is a new series I'm talking about on my channel called Dokkan Battle Time Machine. It's going to go through some revisions, be changed a bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed this first one. You know, and you guys are able to kind of just sit down, chill, and listen to me a little bit. This is something I'm very passionate about. You know, I really want this to kind of go out, because I can kind of express myself a little bit differently here than I can in like gameplay or a breakdown where I'm trying to be technical and stuff. So have an awesome day, and thank you for the continued support. I'll catch you guys later on. Peace out.